10-4 here, brothers in Bitcoin. Wow, guys. Wow, wow, wow. It's been some time since I've come on and I've done a video, but I can tell you something. I wasn't just sitting on my hands. I can tell you that much. I haven't been sitting on my hands at all. Um, I'm constantly engaged in the market on a daily basis. This is just a part of what I do on a daily basis. However, I have other things in my life that pulls my time. So I'm a corporate sales executive at a large company, and it's just very, very time consuming. So to try to keep up with YouTube videos and with the fourth quarter and all of these different things, and I know it's March 9th, right? I get that. But look, I'm on here and I'm trying. So what I committed to do for myself is to come on more and more and more because I know it's just so much going on in the market, so many different opinions and comments about what's happening in the market. So let me get my take here on what's happening with Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin on a 12-hour chart, right? And so this is live price action. So right now, Bitcoin price is at 21,400. Yeah, teetering between like we're gonna call it 21,400, right? And so currently we are on this downtrend, up, down, up, down, up, down, and we're right here at a very key point, right? So from this point to this point would actually be the range of all of this movement. So if we take it from here, this would have been the origin to this move that took us and actually broke us above here. Um, I guess you can say it was semi bullish, right? But when you kind of dig a little further into it and you look at candle by candle, there's a lot of wicks, right? Which shows just manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. No real full body candlestick that sort of confirms that that uptrend is going to be nice and strong. So right now I actually have on my no gap candles. If we took those off, no, it wouldn't look much different. All right. So again, we're looking at live price action, and what it seems to me is happening, and we still got um, a lot of time in the day. Seem like we're looking to maybe take out this low, right? If we take out this low, then we tap into this zone, right? And because a portion of this zone had already been liquidated, let's say up until, so this candle was like the lowest candle of liquidation of this particular zone. And so that low is 21,351. So what I'm saying is that we can literally shoot past 21,351 and dig further into this zone. And so I actually learned this little trick. This gentleman, Dave teaches. Check him out on YouTube. He does a lot of things around Forex. But yeah, so I basically fibbed this zone, right? This is the 70%, 50%, and 30% of this area. And so we've tapped already into the 70%. So what's next is the 50 and the 30%. So we can see Bitcoin in a very short term dig into the price area of 20,784. And so to take it a bit further, since we're here at this major zone, most likely if we don't run completely past it, we can either get a bounce from here, or we can run past it, tap into this particular area. The reason why I point this out is because this is a order block that actually pushed price up to break this mini structure. So we can tap here. I know that's ugly, right? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. What do you think? And if you're following this analysis, we can tap here and we can actually push back up to the origin, which could be 25,000, or we can stop to the top of the range here, which will bring it back to 21,564, right? So I've given you a couple scenarios so far. So if I'm just looking at the 12-hour chart, like the bigger picture right now, right, it's still bearish, right? We didn't break above this high right here, which was at what's that, 25,000. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's dig in. Let's dig in, guys. We're gonna dig in. By the way, I'm doing things different. I'm used to actually doing very formulated videos where I take tons of notes and study the videos. But again, things are different with me personally, and I think just being able to come in and do real analysis on the spot, not having to go through a bunch of stuff, it works for me, right? Less stress. I'm human, so if I make an error, it is what it is, right? I learn and we continue to move forward. Anyways, so this is what I'm seeing. Again, we break this zone, we tap into this area, we get a push back up. We're not out of the woods until we break above this high of 21,300. So we can come as far as here and still be bearish and bring it and come all the way back down to the bottom of the range. We'll take it, which will bring it back to this origin. This. And then at the low of that would be around 16,000. Let me take you here. So we all know what is happening with the economy. And recently, the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, came out and was kind of giving information about economic strength and what's happening with interest rates and everything that's going on in the economy. And so he made it clear that they are hell bent on getting down inflation. And if you was following me, I talked about recession and all of these different things happening months and months and months ago. So I was probably one of the only few individuals actually talking about recession months and months and months ago. I don't got a lot to kick it. If you want to check it out, just go into the other videos and you'll see it's further down my other videos. So I've been talking about that. And again, like he made it clear that raising interest rates more than expected could be much more probable, and it could be at a quicker pace. And it's just because inflation is pretty stubborn, right? And if we can go back, and you can look at this in my previous videos, when it comes to money and the money supply, when you dump so much money into circulation, it increases the supply, which makes the dollar and money much less valuable. So inflation is because now that the dollar is not as strong, it requires more dollars to pay for the same goods and services that we've all have been paying for since as long as, maybe from birth or whatever, right? And so because of the stubbornness of inflation, they're going to continue to raise interest rates. So you'll see a lot of things like the housing market, and you may see a brief deceleration in appreciation. However, the cost of housing will continue to rise. And there was an article recently that came out that was talking about how it's not even enough houses in inventory for the amount of buyers that are out there. So I don't necessarily think real estate would be an asset class that it will really affect. Maybe by a little bit. Some individuals, maybe the ones who are trying to buy their first home, those type of things. But I think otherwise, real estate would be okay, and a few other things. But what I'm going to go back to say, now that was the long route, right? I think the probable cause, looking at that, right? We push down, we pull back up, like I said. and then we will continue to come down, right? Back to the origin of this entire move, back to the origin. Gosh, this thing's not working. Back to the origin, and we're gonna post it just like this, guys. I'm just keeping it real. We'll do more. It'll get cleaner again, like how it used to, but we're gonna just take it in stride. We come back to the origin, 17,000, 18,000, and then from there, right? Who knows? Maybe even further down. But we'll continue to monitor it as it goes. And this is just on the 12-hour chart. Many different charts that we can go through, but whatever happens on the bigger charts tend to happen on the little charts. All time frames all match. So let me know what you think about this. I'm thinking to the medium term again, 20,784. The longer term goal will be down in this range. We'll bring it to 18 to about 16,000. This is, let me just say this, that is an area for accumulation. Bitcoin, I think, is still a long-term hold. And as crazy as things are sounding, and recently also President Biden created this tax bill, or his plans for this new tax bill. It actually comes down harder on crypto, and it's just like this war that has always been going on. You have the decentralization, right, and then you have the centralized people who are in control that are trying to crush the other one. But Bitcoin is one of those ones where you can't really do much. You can outlaw it, but you can't really stop it. So I think it'll continue to be what it is, continue to hold long. Don't get caught up into the day to day. Take profits where it's needed. I'm always okay with taking profit and reinvesting. So do those things. All right, I'm Tim Ford. That's it. I'm gonna be back with another video. Till next time. Out.